Hi, my name's Francesca and this is actually my first YouTube video. So it may go terribly wrong, but we're just going to give it a try. I thought I might put together a video that might help everybody out there that's like myself, that has hair extensions at the moment and that is wondering how they can maintain them. I've learned these tips from hairdressers, but also taught myself as well, and also asked friends, as you do. But I'm not a hairdresser, must just say that. But there may be something from this video that you can take away and hopefully be able to take away some tips and products to use. So my first tip, don't wash your hair in the shower where you tip your hair over, because that can cause serious tangling, which you really don't want. So don't do that. Just wash your hair like this in the shower. Now the shampoo you use is really important, so it's really important that you don't use something that's got sulfates in, parabens. Ideally you want something organic. There's so many products out there that are now portraying no paraffins and no sulfates, but the particular one that I was recommended by the hairdresser is fantastic because it's organic, purely organic, and it has some really great stuff in it, and it's actually fine for frequent use, so you can use it every day if you want. It's not too harsh on your hair. So the one that I was recommended, now I haven't been sponsored for this, just to let you know as well on the products, but they're just really great, so I thought I'd share them with you. It's called Away, and it's their frequent use hair and scalp bath. Now you can buy that from the hair salon, and that I'll put a link to at the end of this video, but you can also buy it online. Now I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the shampoo. So it is between £6.30 and £22.50. It is for frequent use. It's an antioxidant and nourishing hair and scalp bath. It's suitable for all types and scalp types, even the most sensitive. Now the things that it doesn't have, it's really important. So parabens, synthetic fragrance, artificial colorants, petroleum, and sodium chloride. So it's really important that you do choose a shampoo that doesn't involve particularly sulfate and parabens. Now the way I use it is you just put a tiny little bit on your hand, like a pea-sized amount, and then just gently, circular motions, put it in your hair to make sure that it's all clean. I leave that on for a few minutes because I just feel like if you wash it straight away, it doesn't give time to really sink into your hair to clean it. So I leave it for a few minutes and then I wash it out. And then if you're like myself and has lighter hair extensions, you want to be able to keep them from going brassy or yellow. So I do actually really suffer with this because I do have naturally quite like red in my hair, so it can tend to go quite brassy. So it is important what purple shampoo you use, because you don't want something that's drying or harsh for your hair. And there's a lot of purple shampoos out there that are fantastic, do the job, but are not so great for when you have hair extensions. So the one that I use is Away again, and it's H Blonde Hair Bath. So H Blonde Hair Bath, that's the one that I use. Now that one comes out like purple and with a little bit of blue in it, and it doesn't stain your hands as long as you wash it off quite quickly. So you just want to put a little bit in there. I tend to do it once a week, but you can do it twice a week. I wouldn't recommend doing it more than that because it could leave a tinge of purple in your hair. Tend to leave it on for about 10 minutes, but you can do 5 to 10 minutes depending on what you want, or a little bit longer if you wanted, but I wouldn't leave it overnight. And then you want to wash it out afterwards, after you've left that amount of time. Now don't worry about getting round your bonds. Don't be scared to really get round there, as long as you're gentle, but you don't want to be like really rough, but you can get around the bonds. Then you want to use a conditioner. So you may, what I do, even if I don't have hair extensions, it's really good to apply this. technique. So I tend to dry my hair slightly with a towel to make sure that it is a little bit more dry, so that it's not completely wet, because otherwise your conditioner doesn't fully sink in to your hair if you don't do that. And then I get hold of the conditioner. So it doesn't matter what conditioner you use. They said it's more important that you get the shampoo and the purple shampoo, but the conditioner you can use anything. So some really great brands out there. You want something that's quite moisturising, so it's like Aussie. And again, you want to make sure that it hasn't got thickness to it. So you want a moisturising shampoo, but not too heavy, because that again can break down your hair and your hair extensions. So you don't have to use this one. As I mentioned, Aussie is really good as well, but I use a Kevin Murphy Angel Rinse. Now that's for fine hair and it gives volume as well, but it's really moisturising, but it's not too much for your hair extensions, so that you know it can absorb it nicely. So that's a really good one, Kevin Murphy Angel Rinse, and it smells like Turkish Delight. I particularly really love it, but you might hate the smell of Angel Delight, I don't know. But Kevin Murphy products are really great, so you want to check them out. Don't use dry shampoo. It's really important that you don't use dry shampoo in your hair, because they can get connected to the hair bonds, and you don't want that, and it can fill up as well. So after you've conditioned your hair, you then want to leave it on for probably a few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes I'd recommend, and then you want to wash it out. I would recommend to wash it probably about 2 minutes at least, so that you make sure that all the conditioner is out and it's not left in your hair, that it can make it heavy on your hair extensions. Now when you get out the shower, you want to make sure that you don't put your hair up in a towel, if you usually do that, on top of your head, because that can cause a lot of tangling in your hair and you really don't want that. Also you want to use a Tangle Teezer brush, because it's really important what kind of brush you use. They explained to me that you don't have to use a Tangle Teezer, but basically what it is you don't want something like this. Now the reason why this is wrong is because of the bits on the end. So it's not the size of the brush, it's not the way it looks, it's not the make, it's the little bits on the end that are bad, because that, when you brush your hair, can then break onto the bonds and cause them to come out. So you want something that doesn't have any bubbles on. See that? Now these aren't really expensive actually, I was quite shocked. So you can get them anywhere. You can get them at the supermarket, you can get them online, you can get them at Boots, Superdrug, and they're very affordable. So I think they're really good, even on normal hair. When you don't have hair extensions in, they're really great to help not get knots and tangled, and it's gentler on your hair. Now the reason why you shouldn't brush your hair when it's wet is because when it's wet it's its most weakest, so you want to make sure that it is actually 70% dry and before you brush it when you've got hair extensions. That's really important. That does sound like a lot, but believe me, your hair's fine when you dry it. It doesn't get tangled or anything. I've been doing that method and it's been absolutely fine. When you do brush it, you want to brush it like that, but then obviously go over to miss out the bonds, and you want to make sure that you dry it very well around the bonds, because what you don't want to do is leave it to air dry, and then the bonds, they then cause it to slip, so you can get matting. So you want to make sure that it's completely dry around your bonds. You can actually leave the tips to air dry if you wanted to, but I find it goes a little bit frizzy, so I'd avoid that if I was you. So if you want to use a heat protector or a serum oil, it's completely up to you. The hairdresser said to me it doesn't matter which one you go for, it's completely preference. So I said that I'd be going for the Kerates Paris Nutritive oil, and the hairdresser said that's absolutely fine. And I find that really benefits for my hair, especially with it being lighter and drier. You want to get as much moisture into it as you can, especially as the hair extensions, you know, obviously they're not your hair. So this is the one that I use. I'll put all the products down below after I finish as well. But I just get a little pea-sized amount. I make sure my hair's a little bit dry, because I find if you put it on wet hair, it's just not going to do anything. So I just make sure it's a little bit dry before I put it on, and then I put a little bit and I put it through the ends of the hair. You mustn't put it at the top, because again, it can make your bonds to slip and slide, but also your roots can get oily and greasy, and you don't want that because it will make you want to wash it more, and it'll make your hair flat. So you put a little bit in and then you dry it. So I just section it off. I get clips and section it off, dry underneath, and then section the next bit to make sure that it is completely dry under there. And then when it is completely dry, I then do brush it, and then afterwards you can style it. I have actually put a large curling tong through it, but you can straighten it. What I've been using is this spray that my friend recommended me, which is the Secret Luxury Hair Extension Spray, and you just spray it on and you can use it every day, and it's got vitamins in it and it just keeps it nice and moistured, your hair, and shiny. But I tend to plait it and put some of this on, leave it overnight, and then I've got natural curls, so you don't have to use any heat on it, which is a really nice idea, nice alternative to using heat on your hair, which is great. That seems to be all the tips that I have learned. You might have some that you can share with us as well in the comments below, which would be fantastic. Always happy to learn more, but they're the ones that I've learned, and they will really set you in good stead to look after your hair extensions. So I hope firstly that this has been helpful. I've got no idea how to do these videos, it is my first one, so I hope you've been able to gain some useful tips and how to look after your hair extensions. Just really wanted to help you guys out there. So if you are interested, I may do another video on how to curl your hair extensions, style them. If you're interested in what barrels you can use to create certain curls, I can do that if I pluck up the courage to do another one, which I'm not sure. So yeah, that's everything, guys. Thank you very much. Please stay safe and keep positive.